This week, Iran took two major steps in breaking away from the 2015 nuclear deal, building up its potential for developing nuclear weapons. That country announced Monday it was doubling its number of advanced centrifuges. And Tuesday, Iran's president, Hassan Rouhani, said that his government will start injecting uranium gas into more than 1,000 centrifuges, another step toward allowing Iran to produce enriched uranium. Those centrifuges are part of a precursor for a nuclear facility which sits deep inside a mountain. Israel at one point threatened to bomb Iranian nuclear sites like Fordo. Our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is with us now from Jerusalem with more on the threat from Iran. So, Chris, we see that Israel threatened to bomb some of Iran's nuclear facilities. What is the possibility that Israel would actually do that?
Well, it is a possibility, Ephraim. And first of all, you have to ask the question, is it possible? First of all, on the defense, Iran has been doing what it can to forestall the possibility of an attack. The way they've done that is they've spread out their nuclear facilities throughout Iran, and they have built underground facilities like Fordo that have been concrete hardened to protect against any air attack by the air. And the other thing is that they realized back in 1981, Israel attacked Iraq's nuclear facility. It was just one, and they realized to prevent that, they've spread those out all around. On the offense, what Israel has been doing, they have F-35s. These are the most sophisticated fighter jets they can find. They can probably go through Iranian airspace. There've also been anecdotal things, like they have tested, what it's like to go from the distance from Israel to Iran. They've flown those flights over the Mediterranean, and they've done what they can. Eventually, it's going to be a political decision whether or not they do that. And we have heard of stories where actually the Israeli Security Cabinet has actually gone ahead and said we can fight then and do that attack against Iran's nuclear facilities, but they finally pulled back. So it is a possibility. Eventually, it's going to be a political decision whether Israel goes ahead and do that.
Now, we know Iran has nuclear ambitions, but what are some other ways where Iran is threatening Israel?
Well, Ephraim, they're actually trying to surround Israel. If you look in Israel's northern border, Hezbollah at one time had about 14,000 rockets back in 2006. They have about 150,000 rockets now. They have rockets in Yemen. They have rockets in Gaza. They also have rockets, they believe, stationed in Syria and Iraq. So actually, they're trying to surround Israel with threats of precision-guided missiles. Back in 2006, we were on the Lebanese-Israeli border, and they fired 4,000 rockets during the Second Lebanon War. It basically paralyzed northern Israel. You can imagine what would happen now with 150,000 rockets coming from the north, south, and from the east as well. And also trying to build a land bridge. And Ephraim, what does that mean? It means that they're trying to gain territory and influence over places in Syria and Iraq, Lebanon, and they want to build this land bridge all the way from Tehran to the Mediterranean, all in the goal of trying to destroy the Jewish state. They say that often, they say that openly. They want to eliminate Israel, and they're trying to do it by precision-guided missiles and ultimately by a nuclear weapon.
So, Chris, if Israel and Iran went to war, how do you see the U.S. involved?
Well, it's a great question, Ephraim. Right now, the U.S. has facilities. They have Patriot missile batteries here in Israel. They have them in Saudi Arabia. They have Juniper Cobra, which is these annual military exercises between the United States and Israel. And you also believe that the United States would have the back of Israel in case of an open war against Israel. Just a couple of weeks ago, a U.S. Secretary Mike Pompeo visited Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So there's a close relationship with the U.S. and Israel, and you would imagine in any case of an open war between Israel and Iran that the United States would be standing with the Jewish state militarily, legally, and diplomatically as well.
All right. Our Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell reporting for us from Jerusalem. Chris, thank you.